Hello there, welcome to Tabarestan. I've started in again. I am in Sherban and also in Gazikamuk. I have a ton of money currently going out of my country, balance of 1.20k apparently, but I'm basically taking 47 loans, which is of course not good. But it was necessary to pull this off. What I basically did, since, well, the guy decided that I was not something that was worthy of living, I had to find a alternate way of getting myself into Qara Quonlyu. The way that I did it was, well, they were at war with Trebizond and Georgia. Right before the war ended, I declared war. I also was lucky enough to get some Sunni zealots in their lands, so I just declared war with the intention of walking through their lands to Gazikamuk and Shervan. It worked, but unfortunately, as you can see here, maintenance-wise, I'm kind of in a really horrible situation. I am also apparently getting a bug here where my production gains are tremendously high, but I am at least getting subsidies from the Mamluks, which has helped me a little bit here. And funnily enough, due to their low war enthusiasm, their war exhaustion, and even with this, I lost a couple of battles, they will accept if I concede defeat. So we're going to do this, of course, because it means that I get... Oh. I was about to say it will put me in a bad position, but apparently that was not the case. So, first things first, of course, is to find the armies, get rid of the mercenaries that I no longer require, again, to make it cheaper to keep them around, because we do not want armies that consist solely of mercenaries. It's not going to be good for business. I need to make sure that I start to gain money again, tiny little bit. This will suffice. There will still be some mercenary units, but I need this just to, again, get myself up and running. As long as I have some troops here, I can't recruit new ones, so once someone is done with their siege, we're going to be sending our guys in. But as you can see here, we still do actually lose quite a bit of money, thanks to interest being a whole point. So I definitely need to get this done, but the plan is, again, as usual, I will annex Gazikamuk, and I'll basically use them to fabricate a claim on Georgia and also Circassia, and then we'll declare war once we actually can. But for now, we'll just lay low a little bit, get the sieges over with, and that should basically put us back where I was on the earlier game, with a slight change, so to will. I have tried to use guarantees here to help myself out. I'm going to keep the guarantee that I currently have on the Timurids because I don't want them to just randomly slaughter me, so to speak, and I can easily use that extra diplomatic relations. It's not really a horrible so it's not like it's a really horrible decision, but I think attacking Georgia quickly should be a priority. They've just come out of a very devastating war with Qara Quonlyu, and it also seems that I really messed them up. I won a couple of battles during the war, so they have Armenian nationalists, they have other nationalists too, and now I'm suddenly losing money again, so not the best, as you might imagine. So let's see here, where is that? That's the complete mercenary army. We're going to get rid of this because it is horrifying. I should probably have done that ages ago too. Lose stability point, gain, lose points of inflation. In this case I'm going to actually... No, why did I do that? Well, I would have gotten 3 points of inflation, I guess, so it's not completely horrible, but it's not a good idea either. So as I said, we're going to siege these guys. Again, the plan here is to use... is to annex, as you know, Gazikamuk, so I can fabricate claims on these two. That is at least the goal. And we'll of course vassalize Shervan, because it's going to be necessary for, well, future warfare. I'm probably going to go again for annex and release with these, so I can actually get them, hopefully Sunni this time. And we're probably going to go with, well, they just warned me, but they are kind of falling apart here. And the Ottomans just declared war on them, so I can probably safely assume that declaring war on them should be perfectly fine. I can always vassalize just like that, shouldn't be an issue. My forces do need some time to recover though, but at least now I can start the fabrication of a claim on Georgia. Pretty sure that, again, we'll play it safe here, we'll allow the claims to be completely done before we do anything. And Circassia and Georgia both will be set as rivals, and in this case, since I have no need for the Golden Horde for walking, since I can't get through Timurids or Nogai, we might as well set them as rivals, so it will get a little bit of a bonus there. Rebel-wise, I think I might have to release... I have 5 years to release, so I should be fine. But yeah, we are basically now going to be trying to pay back most of the loans, and then we'll be going back to back on the warpath. I might actually go ahead and declare war before all of the loans are paid back, due to the fact that it is necessary. I have 47 loans of 6 ducats, so close to 300 in debt, and of course that's not good. But what we are going to do is also what was I was given an advice the episode before I foolishly screwed myself over. I'm going to turn these two into marshes because they are really useful. But I'm also going to see here if I can actually sell these two to. I can actually call this now, but I can't call this now. What? I can call this province, but I cannot call this. Someone needs to take a logic course here with me because I'm not understanding this at all. I'm honestly completely confused here. I don't see any reason why I can't call this if I can call this. Is it due to Shervan having their capital here? It can be the only reason. Timurids are really being, or Qara Quonlyu are really being trashed here. I might get the lucky Persia release or something like that I can then declare war on. That would actually be brilliant. Armenia and then Persia. Then I might actually consider coring this myself. I'm actually going to just sit by here and see what happens with the Ottomans and everyone messing around with these guys. And I think I can also go ahead and declare war on Circassia, because we should be able to beat them with just the forces that I currently have. And of course another vassal is good. And the war is about to be called here. And then by the time I'm done with Circassia, we should also have a result from the Qara Quonlyu war. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll just march into Circassia, try and take them out. Again, running out of manpower, which is not a good thing. But hopefully here I can again rely on Shervan being, well, the good Samaritan. Unfortunately my guys don't have a leader. It's because I destroyed the general's army? I think I did. We're just going to wait for Shervan here to arrive, and they didn't, which is a bad thing, but I still think I can pull through and get a victory in this battle, and I can, which is wonderful. Now the big question now is, do I want to leave everything with Shervan, or do I want to try and help myself? I think in this case we'll try and help ourselves, and, well, as much as we can anyways. I still have the loans to repay, but it's at least going very well thanks to the fact that we do have a centre of trade. But for the time being, I'll just sit here and wait, and we'll see how it plays out. There we go. As you can see, Circassia has been completely sieged. I'm also improving my relations with the Ottomans. I really would have preferred to have them as a potential ally in the future. If I can get that, would be great. I'm also fabricating claims on, as you can see here, the Golden Horde. And the reason for that is actually fairly simple. The only ally they have is Uzbek, which is over here. Of course, they will probably get walking deals with Nogai, but they also have a center of trade, which potentially could turn in, well, even more profit for me, of course, which is kind of why I'm thinking of, well, attacking them. We are going to go full annexation here. It will only give me 11 aggressive expansion, mostly with nations that do not matter. Theodora, Moldavia, Trebizond, Georgia. All of them are nations that do not matter. So what we are going to do here, of course, in this case, is create Circassia as a subject right away. Now they should, in theory, be shia. So hopefully they will be able to convert. They got a good diplomatic guy. Decent military. Military is more important in my opinion, but that's just how things are. And we are going to go ahead here. Georgia. Well, Georgia can call upon Georgia, I guess. I was a little bit scared there for a second. But we are going to declare war on Georgia here, with the goal of course, annex and release, catch and release, if you will. And we should be perfectly capable of doing this, especially if you consider the fact that we do have Shervan allies to help us out here. The Georgian army is 8,000 men strong. They're currently working on besieging some land. So all in all, I'm pretty sure here that I will be able to pull off a victory if the Georgian army joins up with my army for the battle here. So we'll wait until they actually get to us, and then we will march to war. 12,000 versus 8,000, we have 1.5 man advantage. And, well, the result was pretty even, to be perfectly honest, more even than I would like, but it's perfectly fine. If we can destroy the Georgian army here right now, we have probably won this war. Again, main problem, manpower. We're really quickly running out of that. And apparently here these guys have decided to stick to me. Like, well, something bad. But I'm going to fabricate a claim on Astrakhan too. Once Circassia is up in full health, same with potentially here Casimuk, or even a released Persia, I would definitely be capable of taking on the Golden Horde and Uzbek here. So I'm basically planning ahead by a fair amount, because it is necessary during this time. So I'll just allow the siege to finish here, or sieges to finish, and we'll see how we stand. We probably should re-siege this quickly, but we'll wait and see how it plays out. We got a new heir to the throne, Pertresok, 141. Horrible. Not really what we want. We don't want diplomacy points. We don't want, well, we don't want anything he stands for, which is kind of a awkward scenario. I would prefer if we got military admin points, but you can't always get everything you want. Also, these guys have not made a truce yet, which means that Qara Quonlyu looks to be completely destroyed here. And some loans I will still have to extend, but that is the first loan that I had to extend here, and we then have 13 loans left. So military-wise, we're doing fairly well, actually. Also economically, the only problem really here is the Timurids hate me anyway. So in this case, I guess we'll just press the issue, take a chance, go on the dice. So apparently here, this is an interesting one. The Ottomans took a couple of provinces. They forced the release of Bhutan here, and Qara Quonlyu was actually effectively here cut in two. So I might actually be able to benefit from this in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. For now, however, I'll continue the sieges, and hopefully we'll be done soon. And hopefully Shervan here will actually decide to get rid of that Georgian army, because I just can't. And also, of course, we will have no help from these guys for a while, because they do have a fair bit of unrest here. They will probably smack back into Orthodox, I think. So hopefully, of course, it will not happen, but who knows, it might end up going that way. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. And I will still try to get better relations with the Ottomans. I just forgot about that. Military upgrade will be important here. Military tax plus 0.25, a morale by half a point, and I can build an armory. All in all, pretty strong upgrades that will definitely be helpful. Now, what I think we might actually do here is, as soon as the truce with Qara ends, which is actually this year, provided that we actually do win against Georgia, I think we might go for a... Okay, you guys are not going to come and help, are you? I think we might go for a straight out war against Qara, as I said here. And once we have done said war, we should be perfectly fine in well, assuming that Qara will not be able to mount a lot of resistance. They just have gone through one very grueling war. To be perfectly honest, they don't have a lot to stop us with, should they decide to well, wait, so to speak. And that is why I think that declaring war on them is probably a very good idea, at least as things are currently standing, or at least that's what I hope. Qara Quonlyu has already entered into a, well, disobedience treaty with Shervan, so we need to improve the relation here. They could potentially become an issue here if you consider things. But unfortunately, I've actually got to run really soon, so I might have to end this early, but we are going to try and see if I can siege Georgia before we end. I would have liked to, well, convert Georgia here, but I'm not going to take that chance, and the reason for that is actually fairly simple. The Dagestani, or Gazkumuk rebels are about to rise up here, as you can see, and I have 1 year before they do, so we're just going to go straight out vassalization. Georgia will accept our most glorious offer, and now I currently have a fairly good area vassalized. We are also going to create Gazkumuk as a subject, because otherwise they would put us in a very awkward position. I have one relation too much on the diplomatic side of things, which is the guaranteeing of the Timurids, which we are going to, well, quit doing more or less right away. And apparently here the Ottomans went into straight hating me there. Once my provinces, they Siam scare. Almost 100 for just this one province. That is... It's a one base tax province too. That is just ridiculous. That is. Oh, it doesn't make sense. That's how bad it is. It doesn't make any sense. But it definitely means that the Ottomans are probably not going to be anything that I can rely on. I don't have any reliable allies. The only one who potentially could be a reliable ally here would be the Mamluks, but I have to hope that the Ottomans and Timurids here has a falling out, or this second attempt will probably end like the first one, with a war with both the Ottomans and the Timurids that I will horribly lose. Especially considering that we have no manpower to boot. But again, I wanted to check just the last thing here, the military of Qara Quonlyu and how they are doing. 9,000 men, they have 5,700 manpower. Now again, this is something I think we can win. I don't have too many loans left to pay. I have no loans left to pay, but I might have to take a few more because of the reason if I am to declare war here, it's going to be necessary. So what I think we're going to do is just go back to Chauvin. We're going to do I'm going to go to work actually now. I'm going to do a little bit of thinking, and then I'll figure out, well, work if I want to attack Qara Quonlyu or not now, because they are separated and I can't imagine that they are going to get military access through this place. They are warned by Qara Quonlyu, for instance, and potentially here what I can do is take these three here for starters, and then try and take these two, and either force them to release Armenia, and then do something from there, or basically something else. I'm a little bit unsure how I want to deal with this, but basically I have everything now in my hands, so to speak. Also, it's going to be interesting to see how Gazikumuk actually ends up reacting to this, if I can use them or not. And worst case scenario, I'll just have to go for, I think, a annexation of all of these. Even Georgia is currently a vassal attitude. So I'll consider that next time, but we're basically back where I horrendously messed up, or even we could say that I'm a little bit ahead of that since I have Georgia under my hand as well now. But this is basically how you have to do it, I think. If you go through Timurids to Nagai Golden Horde to get these guys, that's fine, but worst case scenario I'll have to go for a war against Qara Quonlyu to try and break through and move from there. But we'll see. Now, if I take these three, I'm definitely going to keep them myself, because I do need that. I do need that coring potential, so to speak. I'm also tempted to try and release Persia again if I end up having this happen, so to speak. And I'm also really tempted to just take these provinces and see if I can hand them over to, well, or basically just take these three here, and then force Persia to be released from these, and then attack potentially Persia. We'll have to see. But I'll consider that next time. Hope you have enjoyed the well, the new start, so to speak, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.